Hey, let's make an important video to show first-time owners of a Fujifilm X-T3 or first-time owners of a Fujifilm camera. This should be known to many Fujifilm users. However, really not a lot of them get this accurate, and this is why they miss a lot of shots. We actually have 5 points here that we're going to talk about to specify to the camera what it is you're going to be shooting. Obviously, it's always been the case in most things, be it photography or otherwise, the more specific you can make something, the more accurate it is. So let's talk about the first two, which are rather obvious. One of which is dropping the camera into either continuous low or continuous high. And of course, the buffer depth would be dependent upon what it is you're shooting or what you want. Like, it's going to be a lot less if you're shooting raw files or raw plus fine, or if you're just a photojournalist, which photojournalists really never need anything more than JPEGs, you could have 30 frames per second and an incredibly deep buffer depth, but that's going to be dependent upon what you want. So right now I'm going to leave it continuous high. Second point, and like I said, the first two are obvious, the next three are not going to be. So these 5 points are going to give specificity to your Fujifilm X-T3 to help you nail the focus. There's 3 aspects of autofocus. One is acquire. Number 2 is to track, obviously continuous autofocusing. And number 3 is autofocus hit rate or autofocus accuracy. It's not enough simply to acquire a subject. You also have to be able to track it. But number 3, once you actually take the shot, obviously the hit rate for nailing the focus is extremely important. I mean, you took the shot, that's fine, but it was out of focus. Point number 2, this is going to be rather obvious to anybody, is single, continuous, or manual focus. Not manual focus we need right now. We're going to go into C or continuous focus. Same thing on the front on the Fujifilm X-T3. So the first 2 are incredibly obvious. The next 3 are why wherever you assign these for your function buttons, I strongly recommend that you do assign them to an external function button rather than to your Q menu. One is autofocus mode type. Okay. Number 2 is autofocus area, and also the size of that area. And number 3, make that selection, is autofocus custom. Let's first go over to this and talk about the 3 types. Single point is rather self-explanatory. Zone mode, here we actually have a zone set. I'll show you the different sizes we actually have for zone. Would be for a motorcyclist going around the corner in a track, cars. What I was shooting yesterday, which was skateboarders, I actually had a zone set like this. Rugrats or squirrels on crack, there's no difference, right? Both are the same thing, that are flitting around erratically. I would actually have a zone set. And let's change that over to wide tracking, or actually have the entire area set for wide tracking. This would be a single object against a stark background, like a bird or birds against the sky. A lot of other instances where you'd want to use wide tracking. Also, too, for sports and action. Say a skier coming down the slope. And then let's go over to all. All is interesting. It was actually a firmware update applied to the X-T2 and X-H1. What we actually have here, if I go over to area, you can see that I don't actually have to change when I'm in wide. I don't have to change between single point, zone, or wide tracking. When I'm in all I have to do is select the button selection that I have set. I have mine set for here. All I have to do is rotate my front command dial, and I'm going between wide, single point, the various sizes of the area for single point, and then into zone, and the various sizes for zone, and then into wide tracking. So if I keep rotating my command dial, it will scroll through all the functions, the various steps of sizes for single, the various steps of sizes for zone, and lastly into wide tracking. So right now I'm going to go back over to zone, and then of course I have a second function button assigned to the area for my zone. But third point is the 5th point after continuous high, and obviously continuous on the type of autofocusing done by your X-T3. I'm assuming I'm going to be in continuous autofocus, is custom, AFC custom. Let's take a look at custom and the parameters set for that, where it actually changes and varies 2 different sets of, also with number 3, switching, tracking sensitivity, speed tracking sensitivity, I keep forgetting I got a touch screen. I can actually scroll through those functions here. I have 5 set in camera, which are not changeable, and a 6 that is customizable. Here you can actually see multi-purpose, where it actually sets tracking sensitivity to the middle and the speed of tracking sensitivity to low. And over here, be ignoring obstacles to continue to track the subjects, which would be great for a single moving subject like a bird against the sky, a skateboarder against, a sea of concrete, or a rugrat against a sea of grass. Right? So here you see the difference between tracking sensitivity and speed tracking sensitivity. Accelerating and decelerating objects, you can see the parameters set for both have changed. And for suddenly appearing objects. And number 5 for erratically moving objects, accelerating and decelerating, which would be great for rugrats. And like I said, 6 for custom. So these are the 5 parameters that you need to set correctly if you're going to be doing any sort of action shooting. And the 3 that are important, really, wherever you assign them is your own business, but assign these 3, one being AF mode, assign that to a function button. Also assign autofocus area to a function button. And also to assign AFC customs to a function button, because you don't want to go through the menus to actually find these. So set them to whatever function button you see fit. So those are those 5 parameters of specificity for autofocus on your Fujifilm X-T3. And the more specific you could be with something, the more accurate it is. I mean, that's just a truism of most things. A continuous higher, continuous low. Obviously continuous shooting on your front autofocus dial, like I have here on my X-T2, which is the same as on the X-T3. And number 3, autofocus mode. Number 4, autofocus area. And number 5, lastly, autofocus custom setting. So those are the 5 parameters of autofocus customization that will let you have a much higher hit rate or accuracy in your autofocus. As I said, once again, there are 3 aspects of autofocus in any camera. 1 is acquire, number 2 is track, and number 3 is accuracy or hit rate. And if you set all 5 of these correctly, and make it more specific to what it is you're shooting, then your accuracy and hit rate will go much higher. Obviously, and necessitatively so. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like these videos. If you like them, click the link below. And thank you so much for watching. Email me if you have any questions. Thank you.